Hey fuckers, it's Friday.
Can't spell shattered without shat or turd.
Like a gut punch to the abdomen.
Some of the funniest shit on the web.
I call it a rock friend.
I like the cut of your jib, gentlemen.
These 5 are the only protection we have.
The best part of the show is the genuine Hasbro love.
Good night, folks.
And of course, Pat's weekly farts.
Breaking news.
It's very outside of the box.
Nailed it.
I love Friday.
Bob's Bait and Tackle, now carrying Hasbro.
They truly are your favorite podcast.
Thoughts, prayers, likes, and shares.
Shout out
From A to B.
Second Cat Uncut? Is that you? Second Cat Uncut?
When are you going to bring Larry back?
My favorite Star Wars podcast.
Shattered cast on
Like complete fuckers. Podcast is intended for mature audiences only, and its sole purpose is to entertain. If it doesn't fit with your sensitive sensibilities, please feel free to turn it off now and
Shut the fuck up, Chip.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Shattercast episode 251 and a quarter. We are your favorite Skeleton Crew's favorite podcast this week. It's just me and Bobby,
So to speak.
We're both not back-to-back naked or anything. Bobby, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I am obviously just kind of getting home and settled from TFCon, and I got to work tomorrow, which is Wednesday, on Halloween, and then I'm actually only working part of the day, and then I'm coming home and fuck with the kids and all that, and then I got a lot to do just to kind of get back into regular mode. It's so crazy. It's a crazy, crazy thing, but yeah, I did TFCon, man. It was different. It was a different one.
Oh, yeah?
It was probably my least enjoyable one. I did well. We did well. DMH did well. And of course, it's great to see everybody and the opportunity to meet people like Sam's Formers and Tim K, like from Germany and England was fantastic, and I value that. And I got to shake hands with, I met a couple of new people, was able to bring them into the fold. Shout out to Drew and Kenny and all those guys. But all that was cool. But, I just didn't have time to do shit this year. Just the way it worked out. We left the house Thursday morning, drove to Cleveland, did Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in the Christmas Story house, got a hotel.
How was that?
It was great. I'll tell you, it's one of the few times I felt like I was in the presence of a celebrity. I met Jay-Z once, and that felt like it, and then I saw the Christmas Story house, and that felt like it.
Have you been to Cleveland before? Or
Never. I've been to Cincinnati, but I've never been to Cleveland.
Yeah, Cincinnati's kind of trash. No offense.
Yeah, Cleveland was a little sketchy.
Cleveland's kind of trash too.
I was like, yeesh. When we were walking around trying to find coffee, I was like, man, Laura's gonna want to get up early in the morning and get me coffee to wake up to. She likes doing that. And I was like, I'm not having her go out here and give me shit. As soon as I feel her get out of bed, I'm popping up and going to get coffee.
Where'd you guys stay? What part of the city? Do you know? Were you right downtown, or were you close to the Story House?
So I'm not knowledgeable really about the city, but I think we were on 6th Street or 9th Street, and we were it felt like downtown, but we were close to the lake. You know what I mean?
Were you close to the House of Blues at all? No. If you were close to the lake, you were on the outside. You were on the not the edge of town, but you were. Did the lake smell? I think I saw
the House of Blues because we walked up to 4th Street in Euclid or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. So you were down there. Yeah.
But
there's some good restaurants on that little side street there.
It's funny. That's what they were saying. They were go out there for all the restaurants. I had a great coffee. And then we had this little it was this little hole in the wall sandwich shop. And we had some really fucking bomb-ass sandwiches. And then we walked back to the hotel, went to sleep, got back on the road, drove to Chicago, got out, had a good, but then we had to set up the fucking stand, did all that Friday. And then, I got to hang out a good bit Friday, went to the rock party. It was a blast. Came downstairs to the bar, hung out with Jisk and Tim K, a couple other fellas. Dave, Energon Addict. That dude is fucking fantastic. And, had some laughs and shit. And then crashed, got up, worked the table, got, Chicago deep dish, and said to myself, I'm going to go upstairs and have deep dish and go back down to the bar. And I laid down on the pillow and was done. Woke up Sunday morning, worked the show, and then the show closed at 4. We were on the road before 5.
Wow.
Yeah, back to Cleveland for a night, and then back on the road, back to Maryland the next day. Like 3 hotels, 4 nights, and 24 hours of driving, basically. It's fucked up. It was fucked up. I'll never do that again. Not like that. Like, if I do it again, I'll show up Thursday to Chicago.
Yeah. I actually, and just before someone who listens to us that's in Cleveland comments, which they probably already have, I actually misspoke because there's parts of downtown that are on the lake. I'm just used to approaching it from a different angle, so to speak, when we visit. So I always forget that unless we stay at one hotel where you have a good lake view from the hotel.
It felt downtowny, and I like my wife and I like to walk the city, so like, you know, we got out and about a bit, but like just without a point of reference, like I didn't know exactly where I was at, and there was a fairly large homeless population, and like, you know, a lot of people ask me if I'm good. You know, so
were
like,
there people out there selling hats and shit?
No, I didn't. Well, there was like one spot. There was like you know, like those city spots where like you walk in and they got all sorts of like I love Cleveland hats and shit.
Did you go to the Clee store?
I didn't go in and shit, but there was I'm pretty sure we saw the House of Blues, but I could be wrong because there were so many like in that 4th Street area. There were so many like shops and restaurants and
you saw the House of Blues. If you think you saw it, you saw it.
Yeah.
And right beside it's the Clee store, which is like I mean that's like a thing. Like that you get the merchandise all over Ohio. Like it's not like that's not like a sketchy. Like they're printing them in the back. Like that's
right.
Like
but guys outside were selling shit outside of this spot. That yeah.
Oh yeah.
So like that's where I saw that sort of activity. But most of it was just people asking me if I was good, which I told them I was good.
Jana's like, actually, sir, I'd like to.
Yeah. Just leave it to Jana to give a fucking chance to complain. She's like, my feet are killing me, my knees are killing me. I'm like, oh my god. And then we got, it was a large homeless population that was, there's one dude who was like, he was like, I'm Mohammed. When you go up in the coffee shop, tell Mohammed sent you. I was like, I got you, buddy. I told him Mohammed sent me. They didn't do shit for me. It was fine.
The problem with that part of town is like, because Euclid Avenue, that's actually I think the street that I think 4th and Euclid.
Yeah, that's about where like. Yeah, that was like walking. Yeah. I'm like I said, in my mind's eye, I think I saw it. Like there was a lot of shit down there.
It was like it was almost like an alley, and there was like 2 parking garages.
Don't get me lying,
and
man.
Like
it's like
some
all a blur.
30s looking. Like
some of the construction down there is very interesting. Like there's this one building. I'm going to send you a picture in the chat because it looked like if you didn't know any better, you would have thought you were in Europe or something. But like there was a lot of interest. Like I'm big on that, like construction influences and stuff. So it was interesting for me to see a lot of that. But it seemed like a cool city. Like it seemed like a rough city. Which is fine. I'm good with that, but it did seem like it had a cool vibe to it. I wish I would have got the chance to actually stay a little bit longer, but it's all good.
Well, from what I understand of Cleveland,
sent that picture
outside of Bone Thugs.
Yeah.
Man, if I had thought about it, I would have given you the coordinates, the GPS coordinates to the Bone Thugs neighborhood from that video.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
It's not that far off from where you were. It's
no
really
kidding.
not. It would have been like a 7-minute Uber ride.
Dude, I wish if there was a memorial for Uncle Charles, I would have definitely gone by.
The thing about Cleveland is like they've gone through a lot of industry and like things have shut down and different industries.
Dude, I was talking to somebody about that. And they were talking about like the rise and fall of Cleveland's economy with the rise and fall of steel and all this shit. Like it was very interesting. Like one of the locals I was having that exact same conversation with.
And that explains a lot of the homeless population, especially like I'd say like maybe even like in the age range of like 40 to 70. Because like
that's 100% most of the age group.
Decline in the economy, increase in drugs, as people are turning to selling drugs versus working in the plant. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
just
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
times. But the main difference in Cleveland and Cincinnati, Dayton area, is Cleveland. If you take some water out of the river
Yeah.
and you put a flame to it, it sets on fire.
Oh yeah.
If you take the water from the Dayton Cleveland part of or Dayton Cincinnati and you boil it, it turns to meth. So it's just kind of
That's funny.
it's completely different. Like that's that part of Ohio that's like closer to Kentucky. Like that's like Deliverance, but set in an urban landscape.
Yeah, it was funny.
I mean,
It was. It was an interesting city that way. I will say because it had like it definitely had like a city feel. Like it had like it wasn't like I've been in cities where they're cities but they don't have a super city feel. Like Indianapolis is definitely 100% a city, but it almost feels like Main Street USA in 30 square blocks.
Mm-hmm.
But it also had that like I don't know, like it and when we were in the residential areas, it seemed like just like I don't know, man, like almost like normal everyday living, like right in within the city limits.
Well, it's just it's the part. I mean, it's like any city or any urban area at all. It's just the parts of town you're in, because like what you're talking about, like if you had gone 10 minutes in the other direction, it would have been all boarded up houses.
Right.
Boys on the like 10-year-olds on the corner, like fucking asking if you're good and shit like that.
Yeah. Everybody was very concerned about my well-being. That's a fact.
I saw a lot of people in the TFCon crowd saying that Ohio was trash. So I'm a little concerned about where they went.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a great time in Cincinnati. I had a really good time in Cleveland. To be honest with you, like Cleveland was one of the highlights of my trip just because of the
Christmas Story House, probably.
Yeah, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like it was like half the time I got to enjoy myself, and the other half was Friday night, of course. But like it made up at least 50% of like my positive experiences.
Yeah, there's shit to do. Like
not positive. I should say relaxing. I should say relaxing.
No, I hear you. Well, you probably get the family, family it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I completely forgot you were stopping in Cleveland because I was going to send you like a list of like spots, like restaurants and stuff, that were like family friendly and affordable and convenient to like, because you said you were going to see the Christmas Story House and like convenient to that area, and then I didn't see your post until like 4 hours later, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, it was cool though. I mean, I like we were able to navigate pretty successfully, and yeah, like I don't know. I'll say this: I will never, ever drive to Chicago again or fly to Chicago again without stopping in Cleveland first. Like, it's a good from my house. It's like 5.5 hours. Stop in Cleveland, hang out in the town for a day. See the sights, get some different kind of eats, crash, wake up, do the other 5 hours. Like I'll never do that 10-hour or 11-hour trip again. Like I'm going to Chicago again in April, and I'm 100% stopping in Cleveland on the way to and fro, as it were.
Oh, that's Celebration, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't get affordable tickets in time, and that just killed it for me.
So yeah. I'm going to be very intimate with Cleveland between 2018 and 2019.
Give me some notice when you're going to be in Cleveland, because that's like a 2-hour drive up for me.
Yeah, we'll do.
Might even make a night of it and stay. There's a couple of nice hotels. There's a couple of really sketch ones too.
Dude, I'll tell you, like the hotel we stayed in was fucking awesome in Cleveland. Like I'm talking about like 17-foot ceilings and shit. Like.
Were you by the theater district?
I don't know, Mac.
You would have known because there would have been marquees and shit all out in the street.
There was a lot of like when we came out. I think it was 6th Street, and there was a lot of construction right where we were. Like
That's all Ohio.
Okay, I got you. But yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure it was on 6th Street. And
I'll have to look at this place we stayed at the last time we actually spent the night, because usually we just drive up and drive back, because like I said, it's a 2-hour drive, and we can always pull over to a rest stop if we need to for a couple hours. But
while you're talking, I'll see if I can find where it was, because I highly recommend that spot, even though I had a very awkward moment in the elevator at the hotel. It was fine.
yeah, that was just one hotel that really stood out. It was right down there. It was right in the theater area, and like it was a good experience as far as amenities and whatnot goes. It wasn't the best night's sleep, but that was my fault. So
No. It was.
I slept in the bathtub.
I was fortunate. We had a good time. Like I enjoyed it very much. 6th Street. Yeah, the city is laid out weird. Like it's not like a grid. Like it's like a bunch of triangles that meet in the center of a half a pie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I can't. There's 3rd Street. I don't know where the fuck 4th Street is. Because that's where they said all the restaurants were.
Yeah, 4th Street's super small. Michael Simon, I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's an Iron Chef. He's got 2 restaurants in that area. And then that place I told you way later, I commented on your post to go to the B Spot. That's his like burger joint. But yeah, he's got 2 restaurants pretty close together.
Oh,
and there's like an old speakeasy down there that's got pretty good, decent drinks. And then there's like a 30s swing style, like jazz and comedy club type operation across the street from all that stuff. So
there's 4th Street. I don't know where the fuck we were, man.
Yeah, 4th Street's the street you can't turn on.
It's like a little weird street between Mary Avenue and Houston Avenue. I'm seeing it now. It didn't make sense when we were walking it, you know? But like I was like, where the fuck are we? Because like we were walking up 6th Street and then we were on 4th Street. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, where the fuck is 5th Street?
Yeah, the problem with that is like you're talking about the homeless population, and like I'm pretty chill with them. Like I don't mind. Like
I don't mind either.
With me. But
my only thing is when I'm with my kids, like you got just be respectful, and you know what I mean. Like that's my only thing.
Well, most of those little restaurants and spots have like a little fence or a little wall or something in front with maybe a seat or 2 or maybe nothing at all, and like it's like each one's a territory, and like a dude will post up like right by each one.
Right.
And he'll stand just far enough away that they can't really. He's in public property. But yeah, like, and it's always the craziest ones that do it. It's the ones that like, you know, they're like giving you like the crazy stories and shit. And I'm like, dude, I just want to go get a bite to eat. I just want to get a drink. Yeah. Yeah,
it was good though. I had a good time. I enjoyed the city. Liked it a lot. And had a great time Friday night with the rock guys, and then some of the other extra folks I met, and then. Everything else was work and drive. That's all I did this fucking weekend was work and drive.
Worker.
Yeah, driver, flyer. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, it seems like everybody had a good time. There was mostly positive feedback that I saw online on Saturday, or Friday and Saturday. I think there was people were getting a little annoyed about something. Actually, I put it in the discussion. We can talk about it.
That hotel was fucking trash. That I will say.
You were giving Robert so much shit about it too.
I know. But he was right. It was 100% trash. Like the fucking rooms were trash. Like paint peeling off the walls. Like this old like 70s carpet. Like it was fucking garbage.
Oh, that sounds just like the Clown Plaza, the Crown Plaza here. Then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Especially like after staying in the nice spot in Cleveland. Like it was terrible. Like my wife was like, I can't. Like there was times where we were supposed to like be hanging out in the hotel room, and she was like, let's just go sit by the elevators. Like I just can't stand to be in this room. Like it was a fucking trashy hotel.
That sucks, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean the lobby and stuff was cool, but the rooms and the accommodations and stuff are fucking dog shit.
I wonder if there was something going on at the Hyatt Regency where they couldn't have it there again, because that was a pretty decent hotel. The place with like the multi-level lobby.
The Hyatt Regency is 1,001 times better than this hotel.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of things that are better than other things, what'd you get this week, Bob?
I did finally get the opportunity to take a look at the Challenger from Unique Toys, which is that's a great piece.
Good.
I got the SH Figuarts Anakin Skywalker. I had the opportunity to look at Perfect Effect Mega Duragun, which I didn't get to say everything I wanted to say in the review because I was hustling up to get done for Chicago and all this stuff. I was kind of in a rush with that one, but one thing I don't feel like I really like drove home was like the problem with that figure is that both arms have to be a very specific way. Like the shoulder has to be 100% one way. The bicep has to be 100% one way. Elbow, forearm, wrist, hand, etc. And the problem is that some of the joints are so tight that like as you go to manipulate the forearm to get that in the right spot, it moves the bicep. So then you go to adjust the bicep and it moves the forearm. And like it's a tolerance issue that lends itself to being unenjoyable as you fuck with the figure. That's what causes the issues with really enjoying it in terms of transformation. But it's beautiful. I mean, it's sculpted beautifully. It's painted beautifully. You know, big fuck you wings and shit. Like it's cool, but it's just frustrating.
How would you say the build quality? Well, at least the copy you looked at was.
It's much more Guerrera than Leonidas or Warden. Like they've changed. Like they've changed gears. Like whatever they were doing with Leonidas and Warden, they're now not doing anymore. Is what it seems like to me.
That's the exact same thing I heard from another reviewer.
Yeah. I got the X-Transbots Savant, which is fine.
Oh, shit.
No, it's spoilers. And I got the Fans Toys Quietus, which is beautiful. The engineering is a pain in the dick. It's a real kick in the nuts, but it's stunning. It's a fucking like it's back to the old school Fans Toys in terms of presence, like painted top to bottom, like everything is decoed.
I ordered one from China. I had a coupon, and then it was a lower price, and it was going to cost me like not a lot more, but if I got it in the U.S., it would have been probably an extra like $25, and I shouldn't have fucking ordered it. But I had FOMO on the two things I bought. Like I just was worried. Like I knew they'd probably end up selling out. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you're planning on flipping it back and forth, it's definitely not the funnest. I haven't done a skit in a while, but I had to do a skit for this one to illustrate just how not fun that transformation is. But in terms of just like presence and action figure, it's exactly what I want it to be.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like I've transformed my original copy, but he had some less than perfect tolerance issues, so I sold him and got the re-release. But the Sovereign,
yeah,
I brought him downstairs on Friday, and I was gonna sit on the couch and watch a movie and flip him. It is now Tuesday night, and this motherfucker's still here on the side table looking at me.
So, in my opinion, Sovereign is a walk in the park compared to this shit.
Well, this one's even tighter than the original one. Like, there were some issues, like getting some of the diecast parts untapped.
I got you.
But, like, this one's even tighter, which is good for, like you said, action figure.
Exactly.
But for transforming it, it's not ideal.
Yep, I 100% agree. I just want to get these three knocked out and, like, kind of call it a day on that season, or the movie at least. Yeah.
I'll get their blur, and yeah. Did you get anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
So no TFCon hauls?
Nope, I didn't get a thing. There's not much that I want the flip out, but I'll get that through GCI. and I just didn't. There was nothing else that I really was in the market for. I ended up getting the quietest from this other dude, like the toy guy who gave it to somebody else who was coming to Chicago and just dropped it off in hand to me, to save me money on shipping. But yeah, I didn't buy a thing. There was the exclusives weren't fucking anything to write home about, and I don't know. I'm not really in like. There's some stuff I want. But I honestly, man, like I didn't even get the chance to walk around the floor. Like if I got the chance to get away from my table, I like doused myself in nicotine and then came back to the table. So, like I'm in the like if I found Klaatu for a decent price, I would be tempted. If I found the Monster Bots from Vans Hobby for a decent price, I would be tempted. But outside of that, man, like there's nothing really I want in this. Outside of what I have pre-ordered.
Yeah, here, yeah. And that's kind of the same boat I am. Like, the last couple times I went to TFCon, or the only 2 times I've been to a TFCon, actually, I bought stuff just to, bring home a haul. Right. And then, I don't own any of that shit anymore.
I had this kid give me something. He gave me, a Target Master or something. I don't know. This kid, man, he came up. He was, probably 8. And he was like, "What's the cheapest thing you have?" And I was like, "Well, the prints are $10." And he was like, and he made that face when you don't have the money to get that face when you're a kid. And he stood there for a minute, and he handed me this business card he got off some other table, and he was like, "Would you mind signing this?"
No.
And I was like, "Look, man. The answer to that is no." And then I ripped it up and threw it in his face and told him to kick rocks. But
good.
No, but I asked him who his favorite character was, and then I found a print of it and signed that. And I said, "I'm not going to sign that, but I'll sign this, and you can have this." I gave that to him. And then his brother came back and did the same thing. I was like, "Nah, I'm on you, motherfuckers," but I did the same thing.
They probably picked it up from listening to you talking about your kid.
Yeah.
Free stuff.
Dude, my kid, that's another story. But so I did all that. I signed and gave him some free shit. And then he had something that I don't know how he got. It was a Target Master or some shit. I haven't even really looked at it. But he was like, "Can I give this to you?" And I was like, "Please do not give this to me. I don't want it. It's yours. You keep it. You enjoy it." All of which was true, including me not wanting it.
Was it in a little colored paper sack?
It was in a piece of paper in a clamshell, kind of like Mech Fans Toys, Top Spin and Twin Twist.
Oh, that was it was a Master Shooter then.
Okay. And he said, so then he showed me the back of it. He's like, "But I signed it for you," and I was like, "Oh, okay, yes, absolutely. Then in that case, I'll take it. So I'll pin it to my little corkboard downstairs and keep it." But so I did get that.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, it is. It's very cool. It was nice. And then his father came by and actually bought some shit, which was nice. Turns out everybody in the family did, had a little bit of money. Some of them did it on the line. But then I was like, "Come on, let's all gather." I took him, his father, and his 3 boys, and I took a picture with all of them, and it was good. It was good. I was happy to. When that look you had when you were a kid and something was just outside of your price range and you just feel like the world fucking sucks. I saw it on that little dude's face. So yeah, that was cool. It was a cool. So I came home with that, whatever the fuck that Target Master is. I know the dude's name was Ryder, so he wrote Ryder on the back of it, and I got that pinned to my board. So
were his brothers named
Driver and Flyer was the other one, sure enough. HA on one cheek and sure enough PPY right there on the other.
Well, that kind of factors into something I want to talk about when we get to what I put as a discussion topic. If you don't want to get into a discussion, it's just me and you.
Yeah, no,
we don't have to. We can talk about it. It's about TFCon.
Well, let me tell you this other. Yeah. I think tonight's the night to kind of have a discussion. But so Selena was hanging out at Edgebox Customs all weekend, helping Kelly Pinkerton sell a bunch of glassware. And I am I think we invited the Pinkertons over for dinner Sunday so we can try to make it up to them because like they really helped. Like we had all three, and basically Selena hung out there all weekend. Selena actually put on a Realm of Collectors like lanyard and came over running over to me and was like, "Look, I'm a Pinkerton now." I was like, "If you don't take that fucking thing off."
That's funny.
But she started like hitting people up for money.
What?
Yeah, which I didn't know, and I would have fucking kicked her in her ass had I known. But like, you know, she like would tilt her head and like stick her heel out perpendicular to her other heel and flex her fingers together and be like, "Can I have $1?" And like these fucking soft motherfuckers started giving her $1. So then she got like enough money, she started buying like these plushy Dinobots.
Oh, from that one girl?
It wasn't from her. She couldn't get enough singles for her, but from somebody else. And I like had to go over. I was like, please do not give this girl any more money. Like had I known she was doing this, I'd have fucking already been in her shit. But like, yeah, I mean, it's like she knows that she's fucking cute, and the powers of cuteness will divide and conquer. But she can't be hitting people up for money, not like that. But it was funny. Yeah. I'm a Pinkerton now. And then she like gave us all Realm of Collectors lanyards. She's like, we're all Pinkertons.
That's funny because the Pinkertons have a pretty in your line of work, are you part of a union?
Yeah, Moppers Union.
Yeah, you probably don't want her running around saying I'm a Pinkerton now.
Dude, I didn't want to.
Might bust your shit up and rat you out and fucking bring in some scabs.
Well, it was funny because I had I got like when I did the hoodies and T-shirts and stuff, I got all the kids like little hoodies, including the baby that was rocking hers all day and was super cute. But Selena didn't want to wear her hoodie, but she rocked that fucking Pinkerton lanyard like a motherfucker. I was like, man, I'm gonna drop your ass off on our way home. But no, I tip my hat to the Pinkertons. I truly appreciate their help because we were in way over our head.
That's cool, man. You guys gotta look out for each other.
Yeah,
when you're,
for sure. What'd you get?
I got an aquarium.
For the Jason 6?
Yeah, and the measurements on the website, the measurements on Amazon were from the base to the top, not the actual aquarium. So it was about 1.5 inches too short.
Yikes. So
I had to send that motherfucker back. Actually, I just got notification that my refund is in my account from them. So I'll have to explore alternate methods. Actually, I think I might have mentioned that last week. I don't know. It took me forever to fucking get it because it was marked as delivered and there was no package here. And then they made me wait a couple of days and they sent me then they refunded me and gave me a $5 credit for my trouble. And it actually took more than my refund and my $5 credit to order the same item from them.
No shit.
Because they wouldn't replace it. Because they were like, they're like, we don't have access, or this is a third-party seller. We don't have access to their inventory. And I'm like, it's Amazon warehouse. And they're like, oh, that's a different department. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Right. Just give me my shit. And then I got it, and like, it didn't work. I was just bummed out because I really wanted to work on that this weekend. I got a, people talk about being about doll life, but I got a Barbie sweater this past week.
How'd they work out?
An actual good. It's perfect. It's perfect size and everything. It's for my the other thing I was kind of kicking around and practicing on, that Jason mom head shrine thing. I just need to find some candles that fit in that scale, because everything I found online is for like a Hot Toy scale doll. So I got to figure out what to do about candles. I posted in the diorama group and I didn't get any hits. I got a couple of likes, but I didn't get any hits. So the problem with doll sites, I found, like doll supply websites, is they don't bother posting pictures a lot of the time, and there's not a lot of descriptions. So I mean, I could spend $3 and get a dozen candles and see if they work, but I'd rather just know what I'm buying up front,
right,
and spend a little extra to get it right the first time. But I think I'm gonna scrap what I've been working on and start over because, like, as I've been messing with it, like, I've kind of got the feel for it a little bit more, and like, there were some mistakes I made that I fixed, but I still know those mistakes are there. So I think this weekend I might just scrap it and start over. I'll be home alone on Sunday, so might clean off the old coffee table and lay down some plastic and go to work. But it's fun. I've enjoyed messing around with it. It's been a good experience. It's something different that I was scared of, and it's not as scary as it looks. And speaking of things that aren't as scary as they look, I got the X-Transbot Savant. Mine's pretty good overall. I do have the same issues that I think you had with one arm being a little...
Yeah, dude, that shit seems to be about 50-50. Like almost split right down the center.
And the shoulder things, like where it clips. And I have a theory. Well, I definitely know part of it's right, and I have a theory as to why they changed it last minute. I think they had everything ready to go, and they had kind of given a deadline, and they were kind of pushing to hit that deadline, like get it out.
Right.
And the shoulders were supposed to be ratchets. Because if you look in there, I don't know if you looked at yours, like got in there with a flashlight, you can see the little disc that makes up the shoulder joint actually has teeth on it for a ratchet.
Uh-huh.
And there's a space in there for a ratchet to go. And for whatever reason, at the last minute, they decided not to go with that, thinking like maybe the test shot, the tolerance was there.
Mm.
And I'm thinking the reason they might have scrapped it is because with the way the shoulders work, moving that ratchet would have shaken the shoulders apart. And I'm thinking that might be a reason why, like, they might have just decided, fuck it, this copy works, so let's go with this. But when they put it together, for some reason, that same shoulder on everybody's is loose. The biceps don't seem overly tight. There's a little fans toy squeak, but like it's not. I mean, I just think I wouldn't even say it's tight. It's squeaky. Like I think it's. I don't know why it would do that, but like it doesn't seem egregious to me. So I don't know. I'm gonna mess with it later tonight or tomorrow and drop a little polish in there and see what I can do or whatever. But yeah, that joint definitely has teeth in it on the little disc.
Nice.
So.
I'll tell you like that. It's just, dude. It's just like it's fine. Like
yeah,
the face is fucking trash, and my arm is limp, but it'll stand there and do its job, and I won't need to replace the character because I don't give a shit about the character. It's truly like an obligatory purchase. Like, does that make sense?
I hear you. No,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah. So it'll do, pig. It'll do.
Like it's a shame because overall, like I think like the materials and the build, at least on my copy, overall, those kind of common issues with standing is pretty fucking good. It's just like it's got those problems. Now I did hit the mouth with a little wash last night and wiped it off, and it's a little bit more defined. But yeah, I definitely think the face could use some work.
Yeah, for sure.
At least from the nose down. But we'll probably get a replacement face in some figure down the line. But outside of that, like I don't think I picked anything else up. Yeah, I didn't get anything because I wasn't going to spend any kind of money at all. And then I was like, man, fuck, that's the only skids. How many do you think they fucking made? Like, that thing's probably going to sell out, like, eventually, like, in the next, like, little bit. Like, I was worried about it, and then I ordered that Cyclonus, and it's like, oh, that thing's going to fucking sell out, and it's going to be $300.
That thing is a fucking drop-dead gorgeous figure, man. Probably the most beautiful Transformer figure I've handled in a long, long time. I don't know if I could pinpoint the last time. Like it, I don't know. It's beautiful. It's frustrating. It's not a great Transformer, but it's a fucking top shelf, top of the line, 1 in a million Transformer figure.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. So that's why I didn't want to didn't want to muck around and miss out. So I'll pay for it later, I guess.
Hey, it'll work itself.
All right. You know what's funny?
Tell me.
When you're talking about the Bayverse and the fan base, just the live action movies in general, anything can be news if you work hard enough to make it news. So they unveiled a still from the movie, a Bumblebee meeting the human character's dog, and people are super excited about it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's
so
like it's almost as if the lady has 2 dogs now.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, we don't even need to get into this. I just was like looking. I was like, really? Like, this is newsworthy? So moving on to third-party news. Pretty much everything we got was TFCon. You were there at the panel. Do you want to kind of run through this?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Forth on our thoughts on it?
So I wasn't there. I didn't attend the panel because I knew it was going to be about as exciting as it ended up being.
Yeah.
But let's move through it. So let's start at slide 3, which is this Cold Construct CC01 satchel.
Well, just real quick, I would have lost the fucking bet this weekend then because I saw Antoine's live stream. I swear I saw your fucking head shining in the front row.
No. Yeah, no.
Hey, shout out to that dude. I'm gonna put the fucking link to Third Party Unlimited in here too, just so I'd remember to shout him out. All right, because we don't have him in the shout outs. But yeah, that dude was on the floor, like boots on the fucking street.
We don't have Third Party Unlimited. I think we do have it in the shout outs.
No, we don't have Third Party Unlimited. We have
his group.
TF Prototype or whatever.
No, are you sure we don't have his group? Oh, well, either way, we'll fix that. We'll remedy that next year for sure.
Yeah, but anyway.
And then basically, do you know what this is?
Yeah, this is Cybertron Scattershot. These are
Scattershot.
These are Armada trilogy figures, which I knew were fucking coming. And
dude, the fucking landscape, they're trying anything.
Well, there's so much competition.
and yet there's like, I don't know, at the same time it's like there's not much modern day competition, you know. It's just like you're competing against the things of old, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. There's like so much G1 competition. They're trying to like movie stuff and Beast Wars, and well, then Takara starts doing Beast Wars, and so then the third party companies are doing Beast Wars, and like,
what did you say this dude's name was again?
Scattershot.
That's what I thought you said. Let me look this guy up real quick so I can be a little bit more knowledgeable. Cybertron, you said?
Yeah. Well, they're moving on to like what I consider to be like some of the weakest fiction.
Right. No, of course.
And then like, you know, they did
oh yeah, there he is.
Fans Hobby did that repaint of G2 Prime as Scourge, which RID had some of the weakest fiction as well, but it had some of the coolest characters, in my opinion. Like some of the most like inventive characters. Like they started incorporating animals and robots together, like animals and vehicles together. At least as the bad guys, quote unquote, went. So I don't know. I don't understand these choices.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just people trying to find a way into their market, like, because it's just in order to really compete in the G1 like landscape, you've got to have something that just blows everything out of the water quality wise, and like there's things that I can see about this that I know it's not. You know, like it doesn't mean that it's bad. Like those knee joints, like. It doesn't mean that they're bad by any means, but I can tell by looking at them they're not fucking with anything that's been like a stellar piece along the 3P masterpiece scale. You know, anything great that Fans Toys has done or X Transbots has done or Gigapower has done, or MMC has even done. You know, like it's not competing with that. So I think that they're just like, well, fuck, what do we have left to do? But my thing, man, like, you know, and I know you know how I feel, but it's just like, I would rather them take a shot at a Headmaster Junior. Like, go that route.
I don't understand, like, what slide were we on? I'm sorry, my thing timed out onto the lock screen.
Anywhere between 3 and...
Okay, that's what I thought. I just want to make sure.
I guess 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this got awful piece of garbage. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I'm pretty sure this is probably another company, and like I think they're just testing the waters. And I'm starting to think with all these risks that these companies are taking with different lines versus the number of new companies that seem to be popping up out of nowhere, even in a point where third party's pretty oversaturated.
Right.
Like, I'm wondering who this is that's willing to wipe this under the rug if it doesn't sell. Because like there's all that backlash with like Takara and even some of the third party companies, like they're not finishing G1, they're moving on to movie and other stuff. And so like I think a lot of these companies might be making like dummy fronts to try
test
other
the
things.
water.
Yeah, and then if it doesn't sell well, then they don't get that backlash.
Do you know who these other guys are?
Yeah.
C2, CC3, CC4.
Yeah, Hotshot, Overhaul, and Jetfire.
How about that? Hotshot, Overhaul, and Jetfire.
Well, it does say it in the notes too. But I know who Hotshot is, and I know who Overhaul is, but I don't remember Cybertron, Jetfire. Yeah, because I didn't like that one. I didn't really like any of them. I thought Armada was the strongest of the three, in my opinion, with storytelling, but it was kind of cheesy at the same time. But, like, it was cheesy in a way that was good for the series. Like, they kind of picked up some of those dramatic series beats from Beast Wars and, like, continued with them kind of further. Like, that's the one where... like, it's super Japanesey, because these were actually based... This was the first series that was based on it was a Japanese series imported instead of vice versa.
Right.
And this is the one where you had the Starscream with the wings that the swords came out of. And, the Armada, not Cybertron, but Armada. It was the one where, like, Unicron was looming, and he sacrificed himself in a vain attempt. Like, he knew he wasn't going to even hit Unicron before he got him, but he did it to unite the Decepticons and the Autobots together against one common enemy, like that shit. And it's super Japanesey for like the time period. But as far as Transformers fiction at the time goes, I mean, G1 was pretty much a wet paper towel with like holes all poked through it. And Beast Wars, they tried to focus on the story. And then I just think with this, I think they put some of that anime sensibility into it. And like some parts hit, some parts didn't. There's a lot of like honor and shit, like, like
right.
honor and sacrifice, and like those Japanese like tropes. Is that the right word? I guess it is.
Yeah. Like
Japanese like storytelling tropes of honorable sacrifice for the greater good, and to unite the clans and blah blah blah. So yeah, it definitely wasn't my favorite series by any means. But if you sat me down and made me watch one of the three, I would pick Ramada any day of the week.
So let's move on to Fans Hobby.
Fans Hobby?
Yeah. We didn't get we got this Overlord that we've seen, and I guess they're just saying it's still coming. And I think we could pretty much...
I think it looks good.
I know, of course. I think it's looked good the whole time. Fans Hobby, man, I do sometimes, like, it's a sensibility thing, like, I'm like, I don't know if it's too bulky for my taste. Like if they just go, like it's a little too raff, so to speak. It just might be, you know what I mean? Like it just might be a bit too much for me.
It took me a second. I was like, what is he talking? Oh,
yeah,
a little too raff.
A little too raff. I don't know. But yeah, it's still coming. They had a prototype there on the floor, I believe, a painted prototype or a finished plastic prototype, I believe, something like that. I heard. I didn't get to see it, but I'm sure it's fine.
There's 4 slides coming, or 4. Excuse me, 4 pictures coming up next, so we'll see it. I figure we could skip through.
Right. So here's this next thing, which is this Fext system. It's not just a display stand, also a combination of play and function. You can freely assemble components as your mods, building your own space in your workstation or your home for your shows, your favorite collection. Now, I mean, obviously, like, this isn't exciting in the same sense that something that is worth a fuck is exciting. But, like, I think this is fucking cool. It's not for me, but, like, I hear people all the time say, like, they like to display stuff in their office. Like, I feel like if you had, like, a little office space, like a little place like this to display your legends would be kind of sweet. That's all I got.
Yeah, it just depends. Like, for someone like me, I don't have a lot of space at home right now to display, like...
Don't you have an office there, or like a little, like, desk or something?
Well, no, I have an office at work.
I
have a full office at work, yeah, but still, I mean, I've got, like, my Star Wars stuff.
Right.
Taking up a whole wall, and then I have a display case that's eventually going to be my Batman animated series and stuff like that. I just have to find time because we're so busy right now. Like, I'm the only one that does what, like, my part of the company, so I don't have...
I just wonder, though, if something like this, like, if you didn't have, like, if you just had, like, a little cubicle, let's say, and you had, like, one little spare... Yeah,
maybe.
I think it would be cool, like, if it was one of those, like, decoed ones where it looks like the inside of a hanger or something. Put a couple Legends figures on. Like, I don't think this is for the home. Like, they say for the home or office. I think they're lying to you. I think they mean just the office. Like, don't put this in your home.
Hey, just a really quick thing I just thought of that you might appreciate regarding my Star Wars at work. Our computer guy from Florida came up for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to help me set up some more stuff and then train another guy on, like, some programs we're using. So he can kind of get up and running with what he got hired to do 4 months ago, and he's still not up and running to do it effectively. Anyway, so the way my office is set up, I have this little kind of alcove in the wall, and I put 3 stands. I put 3, like, shelves, like cheap Walmart bookshelves, and that's what I have my Star Wars stuff on. Yeah. There's plenty of room to walk by my desk, but that's about it. Like, there's a good 4 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet. So he sets his laptop up on the corner of my desk and moves around in his rolly chair, and he hit that shelf probably 10 times. And he knocked every single goddamn figure on 2 of the 3 shelves over. And, like, they were falling on the floor, and he'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he'd go to pick it up, and then, like, he'd knock another one off. And I'm like, "All right, that's not right." And I was like, "You're up here to you're not up here to destroy the Death Star. You're up here to get our computer set up." But I guess it's funnier to me in the moment. But yeah, so I have to do that too. He knocked every one of those motherfuckers. And Black Series and figure arts don't lend themselves to stability half the time.
Yeah, it depends. Black Series especially, because, like, what sucks about Black Series, like, is, like, it's not a ratchet, but it's just how, like, there's, like, that, how unclean the cut is of the joint that holds the feet into the calf.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you go to tilt the ankle down, like, where that little what do they call it? Like, flash, right? Flash, yeah. Like, the flash on the plastic is, like, it tends to either be, like, too far up or too far down, and it's hard to get it to stand right in the middle. Like, my Veers is like that. Like, it's very difficult to stand him because, like, the fucking where the flash is on that joint is just fucked up. Let's move. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just say my Death Trooper commander somehow is standing on his tiptoes and has been since Wednesday night. So I'm just letting him fucking chill. No, he's balanced though. Like,
no. That's how Veers. You should see Veers. He's like, it looks like he's about to break into a song and dance at any moment.
And you can't use stands for him because just like Marvel Legends, under the fucking foot pegs, there's no, like, standard diameter.
Right.
So yeah, we can move on to the next one.
This is still from Fext Hobby. This 160 Owl 1 armor project. 600. We need your support. I guess this is some sort of crowdfunding, I guess.
Yeah, I know nothing about this. at all.
I guess this is is this a Macross thing?
It could be, but what does it go to? Like what? Like I don't my iPad kind of crapped out. Like I'm trying to get.
I don't
back
know.
up.
It looks like the
Is
toy.
it a figure?
It's a toy. So is it just the?
Oh, it's a Valkyrie.
Oh, it says
It's a
figure. Yeah, it says figure not included.
So are these third-party upgrades for like Bandai stuff?
I have
maybe?
no fucking clue, Mac. Like I don't know what this
That's
is.
a Joe. That's a Joe H question because he's like super on those fucking birds.
I'll have to check it out. 160 owl armor. I don't know. It looks like an upgrade kit to something. I just don't know who created the something.
Yeah, it's probably Bandai because I mean that's the macro the Robotech Macross game at this point.
Gotcha. And then they're also having a Series 2 coming soon, test shot only, with new color scheme and new chest armor, which looks like more upgrade stuff. I don't know. Fuck all this. The world of 3A has some Transformers Bumblebee shit coming.
Oh, I put that statue news, so I didn't realize that was in this in the panel, so we can skip that.
Well, I guess it's a figure though.
And Hasbro, sorry.
Well, let's get it out of the way. 8 inches to 12 inches tall, collectible series, 50 points of articulation, die-cast metal parts, LED illuminated. I mean, it looks fucking great. I mean, it's not for me, but I mean, it looks movie accurate as fuck. So, good on them, I guess.
Yeah, I like how they handled the kibble. They made those doors detachable.
For Bumblebee?
Yeah, if it's the same one. Well, I think there's two different versions or scales to it, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe this one picture they're showing here is like a Prime that looks fucking beautiful next to a Bumblebee.
Yeah, because I think I like how you threw that shade on Bumblebee. That slot shade.
It's a low key shade.
In the official pictures that I posted in our Hasbro news, they show that you can take the door parts off. I think they're magnetically attached.
Right.
So like you have that option where people are like, "Oh, the masterpiece looks great, but it's not screen accurate," and there's an option there to appease both crowds because it's a non-transforming figure, so you can get away with a lot more.
Yeah, it looks cool. And then Gigapower showed off their swoop. I feel like this head sculpt looks much better than previous ones we've seen.
Yeah.
So cheers on them for that. Like to me, it looks infinitely better. And then the stand with all the shit.
Yeah, what's up with that stand?
It's like you just got out of the car wash. It's like drying them off. But the stand itself is cool. I guess to incorporate the articulated arm and shit. Like that's cool. I don't know why they needed to include all that extra shit like the hair dryers, but the stand itself looks like, I mean, if that comes like that painted, that's a fucking beautiful paint job.
Yeah, now that just to go back real quick, now that I got my iPod back up and I was able to get back in the living room, that's definitely a Bandai.
Oh, gotcha.
Valkyrie,
cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is that set is definitely made to go with that.
But yeah, I don't know. The swoop looks great to me. I mean, it's like I don't know what they're thinking about with these hair dryers, but aside from that, it looks. I mean, even the hair dryers. Like if you look, like picture 034, like all the paint, like they're weathered. There's yellow paint, black paint, red paint, silver paint. Like they went the distance, but it's like why?
I'm wondering how this is going to scale with the fans toys.
Yeah, I don't know. The articulating arm looks very similar.
Well, the reason, because I think Swoop's probably the weakest figure, Scoria notwithstanding, from the fans toys set.
In terms of like the problems with like the clips and like the ankles not being able to support the weight, stuff like that.
Yeah, and like I don't know if it'd be worth like if this one, because this one still kind of has that aesthetic where it's like half and half. Like this one doesn't look overly either way to me. Mm-hmm. Granted, Swoop wasn't like my favorite character, so I don't I may be missing some extra shit, but I'm wondering if the quality is there, if this might be an option. I probably don't care enough to do it, but I wonder if it would be an option for people who want.
Right. No, that's fair. That's fair. I'll tell you though that Fans Toy Swoop sculpt wise is one of my favorites of the 5. Like, his presence catches me. Like, he stands out more to me than most of the others. But I agree. Like the metal, the non-metal clips, and then the ankles were definitely problematic.
Yeah, those rocket launchers are fucking cool.
Yeah. Like, dude, the stand is. I mean, I know that's like such a petty thing to like look at, but like, there is a lot of love in that stand. I don't know. It's interesting to me.
Maybe they'll take up the Fans Toys route, and we'll get it like 30 more times.
Maybe. Yeah, good point. That's nothing to cry about in this particular scenario.
Hey, just real quick. I know we're trying to move it along, but what comes with? Does the stand come with Quietus? Because I've seen a whole shit ton of pictures with one of those like 3-point. Okay, all right. I didn't know if maybe they were mixing it up, because that would be cool. Because I was thinking about getting a stand for him. So.
No, unless it's on the bottom of the styrofoam and I didn't notice. Like, in which case I got to go to my recycling bin. But no, not that I noticed.
Okay.
Moving on, we got the Magic Square Inferno 3 paint.
Artfire.
Yeah, which is fine.
Does he have a little Target Master?
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, see that's kind of the appeal of an Artfire, is he's a Target Master.
Right.
And so, like, I feel like if you collect the scale and you don't get a tiny Target Master, which honestly, like, you can't be mad at it, because, I mean, if they make it too small, it's going to be trash and fall apart and everything else. But there's not really a point to him unless you just really like Fight Twux.
Right. The blaster, on the other hand, looks pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, I like the way the buttons look. Like, they look like they actually, like, push down and whatnot. I wonder if they have, like, a gimmick where, like, you can push them down and up. Because in some shots, they look like they're fully depressed. Some they look like they're
Yeah, I agree. And that is some serious ankle rockers on that unit. God bless.
Oh, and it's even got a little tape.
Mm-hmm. A little wham horn.
Throw a party wham horn.
Yeah, it looks good. And then they showed off the Trailbreaker, which I don't know if we've seen color images of.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't either. Either way, it looks fucking good.
Oh, we have seen him. I think we have seen him before, because I kept thinking it was the MMC one.
Gotcha.
When I see it.
They're definitely, you can tell by looking at the alt mode, they're definitely still using that soft plastic, which I don't have a problem with, but some people do.
Oh yeah, this is Oh, I don't know. No, I don't know the Magic Square ones, but the early DX9 ones use that soft plastic.
It's like the type of plastic you want to chew on. It's like you're like made out of pin caps.
Yeah.
And then they had the Iron Factory Jazz, which looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, when I first saw this, I thought this was like another like MP scale contender.
Yeah.
Until I saw like who made it.
Their sculpts are great. And then they're doing. Is this Ruination?
It looks like it, yeah, because that's definitely a Swindle. Well, it's like Swindle with bronze alt mode.
Right.
That Ruination colors, yeah.
Which is fine. And then they showed what are these? I guess that's Wheeljack, Hound, Mirage, and Cliff Jumper. It's kind of clever the way they did the silhouettes with the things behind them to let you know who they were.
Oh yeah. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I dig that. So good on them. Good on them. I wish they would do more key characters at IDW. Do you know what I mean? Like, it feels like you should have a full Lost Light set from fucking Iron Factory by now.
Yeah, I see it. If it was possible to get a full Legend scale Lost Light, I might be tempted to go back in and pick that up, because space. I mean, that was an issue.
Exactly.
Even when the very first issue of More Than Meets the Eye launched, there was 103 characters on that.
Yeah.
Like on that ship, and that was just the Autobots. So
Yeah, like that would be perfect. Moving on to Planet X, we got the Ratchet. All right, we've seen this, haven't we?
I don't know if we have or not.
I feel like we have, but I could be wrong. I feel like we've at least seen one of them. But they look good. They look good. Like I wish they would make some sort of statement, and maybe they have on one of the boards that I choose not to follow. But I wish they would make some sort of statement as to what their fucking angle is. Like, are you continuing with the War for Cybertron, Follow Cybertron, and starting also to do IDW, or are you transitioning from War for Cybertron, Follow Cybertron into IDW? Just let me know what kind of commitment I need to start preparing myself to make, if any.
I think they're just diversifying their bonds.
So they are Wu-Tang fans, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
And Dave Chappelle fans, to be fair.
Right, that's fair. And then they're doing this guy, what is this, Deathsaurus?
Mm-hmm.
Which looks fine. I don't know. I'd have to see finished images of this. I think that MMC is going to end up killing them on this because they're going to get to market faster. But I'd have to take a long, hard look at the reference material. I don't know.
I think that Toy World might be gearing up to put one out too.
No kidding.
Well, I didn't add it. I'll post them in the chat before after we're done with all the stuff that's in the notes, and then I'll go back and add them in the notes for Justin or whoever posts the show. Yeah, we'll just wait till we get there.
Okay.
Because I have an image. I have different images. I did a little looking at it because I was trying to see what I missed, and then I just didn't get around to putting it in the notes because I didn't think it really was that interesting.
Gotcha.
And then I realized now looking at this that maybe I should have included it.
So We're getting the Metal Beast from Zhang, which is now I'm not that familiar with all this shit, but people are saying that this looks more screen accurate than the Perfect Effect one.
Oh, and I take back what I said. I skipped ahead to these slides. I think they're gearing up to do a Beast Wars Megatron is what I meant to say. I'm sorry.
Oh, gotcha.
Not a Death Stars, yeah.
I think this looks fine.
Yeah, they posted images somewhere on Weebio or whatever the fuck it's called. I saw them today. It definitely didn't seem noteworthy, but it was like test shots of the wings, and they're fucking huge. Like, assuming this guy's not like 3 feet tall, like, I mean, it took up his entire, like, one wing was like his hand to his elbow.
Right. And then we got the Rising Force drag strip, which we've seen before and kind of have all joked to oblivion by now.
Yeah.
There's just too much. Like, I mean, I feel bad for him, but like with DX9, XTB, and Fans Toys like all in the mix, like, just I'm sorry is what I want to say to him.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time deciding between two companies before I get too far in. Like, I definitely don't have time for like a third or fourth, fifth, sixth, or seventh.
Right.
To like come in at the last minute.
Mastermind Creations, we've seen all this shit with Skylinks, but we do get some color images of DZEV. Shout out once again to Decepticon. That's cool. So
that motherfucker's not blue.
That's true. And these are all renders, I'm guessing.
And they look too soft to be an actual.
Yeah. And then their Perfect or their fucking Masterpiece series, we got more Bruticus stuff. I saw their Onslaught in person, and it won't work for me.
How's it scale?
It seems to scale all right. It just like I would use them for bot mode, and it's just too damn weird looking, like to infiltrate. But I still got my eye on their Vortex and Blast Off. It's not for me.
Did you just see it, or did you get the like?
I just saw it. I saw, like, their table was like right across from mine. So I got to I looked at it a fair amount, just from across the aisle, so to speak. and it's not for me. I wish them the best, and I think that their like all inclusive transformation is going to definitely hook like a certain crowd of fan. I'm just not going to be part of that group. We got the Azalea stealth mode. This was in. This was there as an exclusive. I don't know, man. This. So I got mixed feelings about this thing, but I'll tell you why. I got hit up for one. Somebody that I knew asked me to check it out, see if I could grab one for him, and that like lives locally. And I was like, sure. And I asked somebody that had just come from that table, and I was like, do they have any of the Azaleas left? And they said they have 2. And then the next thing I heard when I asked was that they were sold out. So I'm like, are you really sold out, or are you not giving me any fucking Azaleas? I'm good either way, but it was strange. But either way, it was there. I have it actually at my home, but I haven't had a chance to fuck with it yet. I have Robert's.
Oh, so they did have one for you.
Yeah, they had some, but not for me. They had Robert's copy, which I did look at.
How is it compared to the fans toys? Because
I can't say because I like it's in box. I haven't even opened it up yet.
Yeah, because I can't like. I kind of wanted to pull the trigger on this one while I had people there just to mess with it and then sell it because it was an exclusive. But then I remembered MMC never sells all their exclusives. They always reserve them for their webs for Planet Steel, and it just wasn't worth it to lose the money. Like I'll just wait until the actual version's out because they don't sell out too quickly. I mean, they might sell out, but I think everyone's got their fans toys and they're content with their RC collection. But I don't know. I mean, I still have transformed that fucking thing. And every time it falls apart. It's like, oh no, I'm just saying I still haven't transformed the fans toys, and every time I pick it up, like to try to mess with it, like stuff starts coming untapped and flaps start flopping, and I'm like, yeah, you're going back in your corner.
Speaking of fans toys, they showed off more images of 41, which is Warpath that we've seen before, and then they showed their Maverick. Now, I do have interesting news in the rumor mill, if you're interested, and that is that their next 3 releases are Road King, Maverick, and Jabber. I don't know which one Jabber is. I'm guessing one of the Stunticons. Which one?
It's Blur.
Oh, Blur. Okay.
Pre-orders went up today for him, yeah.
That's what I hear are their next 3, like, getting released, though.
Yeah, I think their Wembots are 109, and then Motor Master is going to be 159.99.
I mean, this fucking Silverbolt looks fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I don't have any complaints whatsoever. Somebody told me, and like it doesn't sound believable to me looking at it, but somebody told me that their combiners are going to be self-contained as well.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, with the I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Like, I have a hard time looking at the jets, like the Limbots, and seeing where the hands or feet would be.
And I'm having a hard time looking at Silverbolt, seeing where the bulk of the combined mode would actually be without him looking like a scarecrow.
Right. So I don't know.
Yeah, because that alt mode for him is pretty. I mean, all things considered, like as the history of Silverbolts have gone, it's pretty clean.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think it's any more over the top than any of the official or other third-party options. And I just don't see where.
I agree.
I don't see where they could hide.
And when that person told me that, I pretty much said the same thing. I was like, DK. And then we got pictures of Jabber, as I was recently informed, which is their Blur. And, I mean, it looks... Jabber, Flyer, Warp Driver. It looks good, man, but, like, I just don't know if I'm willing to... It had to depend on what I can get this for. I don't know if I'm willing, just from these pictures, to swap out my Unique Toys one. Like, I don't know if it's that much better. It's better, But I don't know if it's that much better. It's better size-wise, really, more so than anything else.
I think it's more like movie accurate, but like I'm a little concerned about that that fucking crotch shield. It looks like he looks like he's wearing one of those chastity belts because you can see the butt flap underneath it too. He's like, oh, I can't be there either.
Yeah. I agree.
Matt's on.
Hey there, everybody.
Hey, Matt. Good to talk to you again. It was nice meeting Lisa, Matt. It was really nice finally getting the chance because now I've met everybody's family. I don't know why that matters to me, but it does.
No, she had a great time. She was kind of nervous at first, but she was happy to meet everybody. She said she was really not. It was really welcoming that everybody, was really nice to her and everything. So she had a good time.
Was she impressed by your stardom?
I had no stardom.
Did she throw the pussy to you that night over the stardom?
Whatever. I don't have no stardom.
I mean, people know.
I didn't have lines at my table like you did.
Stop it. You know what I mean. People know. Like people come up to you and give you love. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but people didn't give you that kind of love at BotCon, right?
They probably would.
Like this?
Probably not. Probably not TFCon or like TFCon. But yeah, I
feel like you probably never got the amount of love at BotCon that you do at a TFCon, just because of your position in the community now versus then.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about you. But me, no. At BotCons, I didn't know anybody. I mean, I wasn't, part of Shattercast. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't really, part of the community.
So I'm saying, like, the last time she was around that shit was at BotCon. It's gotta be. I mean, she's gotta be kind of impressed.
Yeah, she was a little bit.
Yeah, threw it your way, Mac.
Her nipples got hard a little bit. It's nice.
All right. So continuing on. Go ahead.
Well, just real quick. Mm-hmm. I just finally got to see that picture you posted in the chat. So what was that picture of?
It was just some street, like as we were walking past, and I was like, the fucking architecture is fucking interesting around here.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, okay. Because I was like, that's not 4th Street.
No.
Like lights and shit hanging up.
No, I think this was like walking up 6th Street, but it was like we just walked past this like one like almost alleyway, I guess, and I was like, holy fuck! I was like, this is like I'm in fucking Germany somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway,
this is just you and Greg.
It was just Greg and I. Now, hey Matt, now we're 3.
3 and strong.
What do you think about this brawn?
It looks fine. We'll probably see in 2023. But I have a brawn, so I mean, the third-party panel is trash. I mean, they showed a couple new things for Fans Toys, but overall, 30 minutes of just nothing really, to be honest. The Motormaster and Superion stuff look good. I don't know I'm sorry if we haven't talked about that, but the brawn looks fine. I don't know if it's good enough to upgrade, but
what about the Beachcomber?
We'll see. I like to see him. What's that?
What about the Beachcomber?
It looks good too.
Yeah, that looks fucking
I think
great.
I think I would do
that one. I would swap out.
I would trade in.
Yep, me too.
For that brawn, I don't know, because it's cleaner. Beachcomber's back is a lot cleaner.
Even the front, it just looks more. It just looks more like a character. Like it doesn't look like a toy as much. Like it. I don't know how to describe it. It just looks more like a real body.
Yeah, but that's just render pics also. So.
Just say doll life. We know what you mean.
Yeah. Well, this is a prototype.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm correct. You're right. I'm sorry. I apologize. It is. But yeah, I would definitely, if they do make the Beachcomber, if it comes, I will definitely probably switch out the Beachcombers.
Yeah, that one looks great. And then all the picture of him with all the little fucking animals running around.
See, I was in on it until I found out they don't come with them, and then I'm like, yeah, it's garbage.
And then they have that side swipe in there in that one picture, which I found funny.
Yeah, it is weird. It is a weird.
Little big in that picture, but
yeah, I agree.
But also on the same token, I think Savant's a little small compared to a car, so get the fuck over it.
Yeah,
I mean, that's not personally like I'll get the fuck over it.
No, that's how I feel about like the size of the vehicles. Like, just get me in the ballpark and I'm fine. This Motormaster though. Whoa.
Jesus fucking Christ! This has me rethinking my religion.
This Motormaster looks fucking great.
Yeah, I said I was sticking with X-Trans bots, and I probably will because they're going to be cheap enough that like I think it's a viable option to kind of fuck around with both. But
And there's nothing wrong with having a set of one and a set of the other.
damn, but then it's like your kids. Like you do one for one kid, you got to do it for the other kid.
Right.
Pretty soon,
I'm still in on the X-Transpots.
renting an apartment for my third-party combiners.
He's fucking Stunticons from Fans Toys. I mean, that's, you know, like for me, that's a dream come true. You know, it's my favorite company, my favorite Transformer company anyway, and my favorite team. Like, you know, that's a big deal.
See, I wasn't too swayed on the whims and stuff we've seen from them, but like that Motormaster, man, like just seeing it with color on it, like even if it's a render, it just, I don't know.
And
I
like,
mean, I audibly was like, this looks fucking great.
If you look at what's crazy is if you look at Motormaster in truck mode, right? It scales perfectly with the MP10 in truck mode, if that's what that is. And then it's like you can put the cars inside the trailer also. So like the alt modes are going to scale right. The bots are seemingly bigger, but like it's fucking amazing.
And it's self-contained, apparently.
And well, yeah, rumor-wise.
So that trailer is going to become part of the bot.
No shit.
That's what I thought I heard that at the panel.
I wonder if that's how that rumor got started. Do you know what I mean? Like if somebody misunderstood it.
That Motormaster was self-contained and not Minosaur.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's what I think they said at the third-party panel when I watched the stream. I figured I would talk to you guys that were actually there about it, and maybe you had some more insight, but I guess not.
That's yeah, I didn't. That's crazy.
Robert D fell asleep. That's it, man. This is how interesting this third-party panel is. He's snapped a picture of Robert D just snoring.
All right, I'm gonna back out of this, and we'll put a pin in the panel slides. We can move on to the floor displays.
Bobby, did you go to the panel? I didn't see.
I did not. No.
Okay.
Panel wise, let's see. Show floor. We got this first thing, which is what the? Oh, this is the Overlord shit, right? No. What is this? Hold on one second. This is DX9. Nope, that is not that. I don't know what the fuck this is. What is this?
I can't say it.
Is this some sort of MMC?
Your guess is as good as mine. I wasn't there.
This black jet with the red face and the... Oh, no, this is the Make Toys Jetfire.
That's the cross-dimension Jetfire.
Yes, okay. All right. Phew, good grief. I was like, what the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, that shit's so far off point you can't even tell what it is.
Yeah, this is not my favorite thing in the world. Whatever. Let's see. Then the flip out. This was there on sale.
Pretty good.
Yeah, good. I'm glad to hear that. Mine should be
It's not perfect. It's got some issues, but.
Then we saw more Zeta Toys promo. Shout out to Agabus, man. Like everybody was talking about his display. Like,
yeah,
really ratcheted it up.
Little small details, whatever the things he had, had all the stuff in there. Were really cool.
Yeah, I mean, everybody it was the talk of the convention. It reminded me of the way that people talked about Chosen Prime, like the first year in Chicago. Like that's how people were talking about Agabus.
He upped his game.
Would
big time.
you say Ratchet is the best way to describe it, though?
Dude, I hung out with I Am Ratchet for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes on Friday night, and his boy was fucked up. Like, I was shocked when I saw them down ready to rock and roll the next morning. Like, when I saw them Friday night, I was like, oh, there's no way. I'll see them Sunday afternoon. They had checked out. They were out for lunch.
Which boy was it? Was it the guy that does the customs, or was it like somebody helped him at the booth?
I think it was a buddy. But anyway, he was from Detroit. Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, he kept saying he was from Detroit. So
That's what happens when you hang out with Peter Chris.
I am from Detroit. I am from Detroit.
I
am Optimus Prime from Detroit.
But then Agabus also had he had prototypes and shit at his booth. Good for him, man. But he had the Superion combined. That was another thing that was the talk of the town. Everybody kept coming up to me saying, "You got to make your way over there and take a look at that shit."
It's nice.
Holy fuck, man! That thing looks beautiful. I cannot wait. I'm all in. Zeta can write their own check with me.
Dude, all the, like you said in the video, fucking do all the combiners. Bring them on.
He had a Fans Toys Hydra there as well, which looks sharp as a tack. I'll tell you, it doesn't, like, just looking at these pictures, and I didn't make my way over there just because we were busy, but it doesn't look as jaw-droppingly beautiful in terms of finish as that Cyclonus does, just from these pictures. And I could be wrong. But
I don't like that. There's a big old gap between the feet, too.
There's something about the white on him. Like, it looks very Jetfire version 1.0 as opposed to Jetfire version 2.0 to me. And then they had the Hoodlum, which looks good. I don't know what's going on with the visor, if it's not tucked up all the way, or what's going on at the top of that head unit, but something looks a little weird there. And they had the TFC Sergeant Commander, which, hey, I guess if you got it, flaunt it. You know what I mean? And then the Planet X shit we just talked about, which does look impressive. And then we had the Planet X Ironhide. He had a lot of display pieces, man. Like prototype. Like, that's fucking good. I'm happy to see that dude.
Like I said, he upped his game this time. I mean, he came prepared.
Yeah.
And some great prices. He had a lot to select from. And it was, and the people that helps him, really nice. The ladies that were, I think one of them is his wife or his girlfriend, I think, or fiance.
I've said that too, and then people have told me that's not the case. It's just a buddy. But,
well, he needs to, maybe knock on the door a little bit. But really nice. They knew my name, hey, Matt, and I'm like, and everything, but really nice, will help you and everything. So his crew is always really nice to talk to and really nice to give business to. I love buying stuff from him.
And then he also had the Iron Factory DJD crew.
Oh, that looks so good. Fuck yeah, those are so nice. I can't wait for those things to come out.
And then he had the Reserve Soldier, whatever the fuck that is. And the X-Transbots Herald, which is the Savant repaint. And then all the X-Transbots fucking prototypes, like the Executioner he had, the Elita 1 he had. Like, we've talked about all this stuff, but it's cool that he had them, man. The cup looks like fucking shit.
The Elita 1 was fucking leaning.
They put on. I like how they put on the cup.
Glass wall.
I like how they put on the cup, not finalized. Like, goddamn, I hope not. Jesus Christ. That cup.
Weren't those resin prototypes or no resin? But
yeah, I'm sure. But good grief,
they were like the beginning.
I don't even want this to be the cousin of the final product. Like, I don't want any of this DNA in the final product. It looks really bad. Like, it doesn't. Like, if you look at the spike, like the Autobot spike, like that doesn't look as bad as this cup. This cup looks like sheesh.
Yeah, well.
And then he had the Fext display shit, which we've kind of already talked about, and the somebody had the Overlord, which we've talked about as well.
He had the Overlord. It looks like his logo under the feet.
Gotcha. And then, so here are these. I don't know what these pictures are, but as we move on, more Seekers, the Conehead Make Toys are coming, surprisingly, or not so much. And they do look great. God bless America.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not his Overlord. I'm sorry, that's somebody else's. I was thinking about once again Death Star. So I get
No
I'm
worries.
confused.
No worries. And then the Make Toys Brainstorm. No, that's not Brainstorm, is it? Or yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great. And then more of their kind of cross-dimension stuff was there. Let's see. A whole bunch of shit that's like already out. It was like the third-party panel all over again.
I think that Cross Dimensions Galvatron looks cool, but like, I don't know.
Right.
It's not for me.
I hear you. Who did this Unicron head?
Lenny has this. This is the one he has.
This is the same one? This is just painted by Get Right Robot, I'm guessing?
I don't know.
Because this shit looks way better.
I think it's the same. I think it's the same. Well, there were two different ones. There was one that came out and like it was very limited numbers and like no one can find it for under like kidney prices. And then there was another one that looked kind of like garbage.
Right.
But I don't know if this one's custom painted or not.
And then on MMC's table, which is slide 176, they had the Pet and Nickel. That was right across from my stand.
Good.
They do look good. They do look accurate.
Stylings look really good too.
That's just out though, right? Or no?
The bottom part isn't.
Oh, the top part isn't?
Bottom part. No, the
Gotcha.
top part.
And then they
that
had
won't be out till January or February. I don't think.
Oh, January. Okay.
And then they had the Guzzle.
Yeah, they look good too.
That
They look
looks
really good,
fucking perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to see them
I was
do
really impressed with that.
wreckers. More
You know what I
wreckers.
didn't like? I didn't like the Springer.
I thought it looked all right.
The car mold is way too wide.
Wide.
Yeah.
I mean,
know.
the robot mode looked great. I think that's all I really
The
give a
bottom
fuck
mode was
about.
fine.
It was fine, but that one mode was not. I wasn't liking that part.
I got you. But yeah,
So
go
it's a
ahead.
faithful triple changer.
Right.
Where one mode's going to sacrifice. But what I actually wanted, what I was trying to say, was with this Guzzle, wasn't somebody making like one from what's the second, the middle records where he's in a suit. Not Last Stand of the Records, but Requiem of the Wreckers.
Is that the second one? No, the
Yeah,
second one
whatever
was
that
Sins of the Wreckers.
Sins of the Wreckers, yeah. And he was in like a suit or something, and people were complaining that the very first version didn't even get out before that someone was already working on the second version. Wasn't that MMC? Or am I?
That I have
smoking
no idea. I have no idea.
Okay. Never mind.
And then let's see. Then they had the Combaticon pieces, which is at 201, which we've kind of already talked about. That Onslaught is definitely not for me. See if there's anything. Oh, the Cross Dimensions, or no, not Cross Dimensions. It's the Galaxy, Meteor, Thundercracker, and Skywarp, which are kind of predictable. That's it for this one. And now I will hand. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say it's actually not predictable because
Right, because only
like,
one was in the
it's not real.
show or whatever they were
It's
like.
not real for it.
Yeah. But it's still, and yet somehow it's still predictable. But I know what you're saying.
because the only because we were talking about Armada earlier, the only mention of Thundercracker in Armada is now, and correct me if I'm wrong, Matt knows more about it than I do. Oh wait, this isn't the Armada one. Never mind. Is it? This is no, it is.
That's Armada.
Is this the,
That's Armada.
yeah, because Starscream
Galaxy Meteor.
gets an upgrade and he turns blue, and
Right.
then he goes, "Oh, I look just like Thundercracker now." And that was
Yeah,
like
that's
a
where
throw
he gets
off, like,
killed by.
acknowledging.
He dies by Galvatron, I think.
Let's go, or Unicron.
I thought he was fighting. I thought he fought Galvatron and got killed by him. I
No,
might be wrong. I haven't watched Armada in a long time.
Yeah, because that was what Bobby and I were talking about earlier, like just some of the drama aspects. I think he was fighting him, and then like he's like, "You and Optimus Prime and your wars and rah 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 rah," and then he shoots his fucking gun up at Unicron, and Unicron's just like, "Smite."
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can go
We had a
ahead
big
and,
fight.
and keep
Galvatron,
going
too,
with these other ones because this was at the show as well. These are the action toys. Revenge of Kronos, Machine Robo stuff, and this is
They're GOBOTS. Bobby.
Yeah. No, you're right. And this is all in line with the original ones that were released, right? This isn't that Masterpiece style. This is that original line, right?
Are these the deluxe ones? Because I was under the
they look deluxe to me.
Yeah, these are the bigger ones. Like I was under the impression when that was first released that these were supposed to be Masterpiece style, like all of them, and then there was like a size discrepancy. There were two different ones. So I think these are in line with the second version of Psykill and possibly Looter 1. I don't remember.
I think this is in line with the first. Wait. I think we're talking about two different things. Like they did a Psykill that was like MP styled. Like
yeah, they did one that was like 4 inches tall, and then they did one that was like 6 inches tall, or 7 inches, or 8 inches, or whatever.
Right.
Two different versions.
I think this is in line with the first.
Yeah. Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do. Like looking at these and then looking at Cross Dimensions Prime and shit down below, like in slide 05, I think these are part of that original line. Not
well,
like
they still.
I could be wrong, but they look more like that to me, especially like that train one.
Well, I think a couple of them, now that I'm looking at the slide you're talking about, I think a couple of them are, because that was one thing with GOBOTS is you got like different scale. Well, I mean, just like Transformers, but like they released like from the get-go, like there was a small scale and a large scale for a few of the characters.
And I don't think that the bigger ones like were under like the Machine Robo Revenge of Kronos like title. Like I don't like, you know, you remember like, and they came with like the GoBot faces and shit. Like I think these are definitely like the original set that came with the stands that had like the interchangeable pieces to make them a flight stand or like a weapon stand or whatever. Because I remember seeing these bigger ones in prototype stages before, and then looking at stuff like the train especially, like there is no fucking way.
Well, with the names, like with Steam Train Robo, I mean, they would have been from that. They would have been from the same movie, like whatever they have the license to make, which is the
Kronos one.
Kronos stuff. But yeah, what I'm saying, there's two different scales that I think are meant to go together, just like they were in the original toys. And I think they did a small scale Psykill and
first.
Yeah, like just like the original toy line was, and then you got Super GOBOTS. Well, that's what they're called in America. I don't remember. I think they were just called DX or something. Gotcha. Yeah, because you got the little one that was like maybe 4 inches tall, and then you got another one that was like much larger, but it was the same character. And I think that's what they're going for, to kind of vary the scale up, because some of these are, and I can't remember their GoBot names off the top of my head, but I see the semi-truck one, and obviously the tank one, which they took some liberties. It kind of looks like like Hot Rod a little bit. Or
with the side pipes.
Yeah, and I think I don't know. Justin would be owning me on this if he was here, because he knows all about it. But I can't remember their GoBot names. Owning.
But even these, even the bigger ones, like stylistically, look like they fit in that same line.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I think that was the intent.
Yeah, no, for sure, I agree. I just think that like the Psykill that came out that was way bigger is like a whole separate line.
Yeah.
How about these? They had spinners on them.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm going to go ahead and pass the reins back to Gregory as we exit out of the TFCon / third-party news for this week.
You gotta do it in like Beastie Boys voice. Now I'm gonna pass the mic.
Right.
What up? Whatever, Bubby. All right, let me get back there from Apple products are trash. Let me get back there from.
They are trash.
Snow. Well, this is an older iPad, meaning it's from last year, so it's been neutered. Oh shit! We're moving on to Hasbro news. Matt, are you aware that there was apparently a convention in Singapore and also one in Paris? And
there was like 4.
Yeah, it was crazy. This is a good
studio
weekend.
series.
Good weekend to be a Transformers fan. Yeah, new studio series: Shatter, Cogman, Scrap Metal, Rampage, and Long Haul.
And Devastator. And
Hold
got
on,
a leader
we're not there
Megatron.
yet.
Oh,
We're
not
not
there?
there.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
No, we're on the first link, and the second link is supposed to be a surprise, but you spoiled it. So apparently, these Constructicons, that's Matt, had to go spill the beans. It looks like this is a combiner.
That's kind
An
of crazy.
actual combiner, not like the one that not like the one that came out in the original line where it was like vehicles that combined into Devastator. This looks like a traditional 3-mode apiece combiner unit.
As Bobby would say, good.
But I think it's cool. I think it's cool that they gave it a go.
I'm happy to get a Cogman. To be honest, I haven't found a Cogman, so I'm happy to him. I wish he would come with a big old tuna or something, but I'm really excited for Cogman. But these look good.
I heard they all come with a build a pyramid. Like at the end, like you could take all the pieces and you build a pyramid.
I hope so. God, I hope so. Please be true, Bobby.
Matt, if X Transbots ever makes a Cogman, you're getting that tuna.
Damn right, I'm getting them two tunas. Beat their shit out of them.
2 tubes. Hey Matt, while I got you real quick, what is
Are you getting that 2 tubes, man? I want you to get that 2 tubes.
If they put a 2 tubes out, I'm getting it. I don't give a fuck what scale it's in. Hey Matt, I got a question while I'm on the phone with you. I hear that one week when we were on Shattercast, you were like playing Fortnite with somebody, and then you're like, "Oh shit, Shattercast is on. I gotta go."
Man, get the fuck out. I did not do that.
But you like came into Shattercast like a half hour, 45 minutes late, and like.
Have you been talking to the king?
Oh, it was Cody. That's who it was.
Get the fuck out of here, man. I was not playing shit. I played one game with that boy on Call of Duty, and I don't play Fortnite first of all.
It was Call of Duty. That's what it was.
Call of Duty. We're throwing out Fortnite, man.
That's a pretty fun class you got there, Matt.
Where was class at that night?
Y'all get to play Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's a pretty sweet class. Were you playing Call of Duty tonight before you got on, or? Man? Oh, he must have got back on Call of Duty. He just respawned.
Oh, my bad. I'm here. I'm back. What? Sorry.
Were you playing Call of Duty tonight before you hopped on, or?
No, I was in class.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
in parking lot right now.
Matt just totally had a cheaters moment. He got called out. He just like murked.
My wife called me.
Yeah, that's what it was though. It was Cody. Cody was like, there was one night I was playing Call of Duty with Matt, and he was like, "Oh, I had to jump off here. I got Shattercast is starting." But then I listened to the Shattercast show, and he came in well late.
Get the hell out of here! I don't know what I'm about. Anyway, that's a good dude. I didn't get sleep very much, man. I'm like sleeping the whole freaking weekend.
Yeah, I slept too. Cody, that dude's like, he feels like my little brother. He feels like if my little brother never did heroin.
Well, that's good.
He looked like he did more.
Yeah. All right.
No, one of the other chats we're in, the one with JC, he's like, I'm cooking a pound of bacon and 6 eggs. And he had like these 2 pans of bacon, and Cody's like, well, obviously he didn't say it, but he typed it. He's like, you really gonna eat 2 pounds of bacon and 6 eggs? And he was like, yeah. And he's like, I'm not judging you. I just am surprised that Americans can eat such portions. And I was like, looks like you might need a pan of bacon there, buddy.
Dude, it's funny, man. When we were having dinner. I've told the story 1,000 times, but we were having dinner, and Jaina was like, look, it was about 3:27 p.m., and he just looked over at me and said, roughly.
I like some Chick-fil-A. I want some Chick-fil-A.
Oh man,
I think you might have get confused on the timing because don't they go on military, like what we call military time over there?
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't think so.
It was probably like, yeah, don't they go on the 12-hour or the 20-12 schedule and not the 12?
I have no clue.
Oh, I'm not British. I don't know.
What's up with these Debbie pics?
Oh, yes, this is the prototype. Well, it was a yeesh to start with.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I think to be fair, it's a fair representation of the character. It's just the character looks like a fucking pile of shit. I agree.
2 things. I wonder how many Constructicons are actually going to make this thing up, because I think in the movie it varied from scene to scene. And if Dr. Wu doesn't make a wrecking ball at onset, then he's dead to me.
Good point.
Wrecking balls.
Because there was I remember when I was watching this, when they formed Devastator, there were still members of the Constructicons fighting elsewhere in Egypt.
There's 17 possible.
Well, there were, because they were Devastator, and then 2 or 3 would make one leg, and one would make the other, and
they
one would make a hand.
They piled into each other and ended up looking like I don't know, a swamp thing or something. They just slammed into each other and formed this pile of mush, a robot.
You know how many is gonna be on there? 5 or 20,000.
I will never forget seeing this in the theater. I just gotten out of work, and I didn't have time to drive. I worked in a town over, so I didn't have time to drive back. So I just found a theater, whatever the closest theater was, and I got a ticket, and I was sitting there, and I was yeah, the first one wasn't perfect, but it wasn't. I was it wasn't terrible. At least we're getting movies. And then I remember watching this one the whole time. By the time the Devastator scene happened, I was on the very edge of my seat and had chewed up 9 out of 10 of my nails. I was it's still gonna get good. It'll be fine. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah, it was really bad.
And
by the time they put the Matrix in the sock, I was all right. I'm gonna go ahead and get up now and beat traffic.
And we already covered the 3A shit, so.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we got questions. Matt, you want to read the questions?
No, I can't read them.
Well, you do have a discussion. You do have this discussion note in here, Greg.
Oh yeah, we can't talk about that. So apparently there's much. I don't know what the right word is for it. Displeasure and upheaval amongst various members of the fandom, not just one or two group, but it's kind of across the board. I've seen that TFCon apparently is going to be in April next year, and then in Los Angeles.
That was March.
That's true.
Or March, yeah. I mean, whatever. I'm not looking at. I'm not looking at this. But yeah, people seem to feel strongly about this. So, what do you guys think?
So I called this.
No, you did.
We were sitting around talking, and I was like, I bet you that shit's in California next year.
Get out of here.
And lo and behold, I think that it's so. I know a lot of people are upset. I mean, I'm disappointed, because I'm not gonna make it. But I get it. I mean, I get it on a couple levels, but I think that it's probably due to have one over there. For all the California people that can't regularly make it out to the Midwest. You can make the argument that, that Chicago is kind of halfway, but it's not.
It's not. No, that's like a fucking. That's barely a third. It's like a fifth of the country.
Yeah. But I think it's probably due. That being said, the fact that it's in March, I think, lends itself to the possibility of them also having a fall show.
I love that.
I have posited that question on their Facebook page, their official Facebook page, and I even tagged some people, and no one's gotten back to me. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I would guess that they're not mentioning that for a reason. If they announce a fall show in America, I would imagine it'll be at the end of this one, because they wouldn't want people to not go to this one to go to the other one. Do you know what I mean? That would be the smart way to do it. But I just can't. I can't I can't set up shop out there. I can't fly all my shit out. For
Did you drive it?
No, I definitely couldn't. I could barely drive it to Chicago.
Did you ride
it? I could fly it, but it would cost me an arm and a leg.
Would you drive it? Would you?
We just did this joke. We just did it.
Sorry. God damn it.
But
could you? Well,
I could fly a pallet, but it would just be, and then fucking tickets for me, tickets for my wife, theoretically tickets for my kids, and TFCon charged my kids for fucking exhibitor badges. Yeah, dude.
That's crazy.
Oh my god, dude. I don't even know where to begin. I've never, ever, ever, ever heard anything like that. Like, I was so mad. My wife took over the conversation because I was so mad.
You should have had him go. Do you know who we are?
Dude, they charged my kids $10 a piece for the weekend. They didn't charge the baby. And I felt like they wanted me to say thank you for not charging my 2-year-old. It was fucking horse shit. And I saw kids in there without badges. I'm just going to say that too. Because I made a point to say, I hope everybody's kids in here has got badges.
Maybe they do know who you are then.
But whatever. At any rate, I'm going to Chicago in April, so I definitely can't go to LA in March and then Chicago in April. That's just not going to happen.
You mean Canada?
No.
He's going to Star Wars.
Oh! I forgot. I'm sorry. We were on that TFCon thing. Yeah. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
A lot of people have said they're going to the Toronto one now.
Well, I think if you're on the East Coast, going to Toronto makes more sense because you can get I can get up to the Toronto one, I think in 6 to 8 hours, somewhere in there.
Right.
Yeah. It's still a viable option.
Yeah, not really so much for me, like because of customs and shit. But for like,
well, if you're selling,
but just to attend, absolutely.
Especially if you ship your shit there like ahead of time and have them hold it. Like if you don't have a lot of product, like you just gotta have you have a passport. They do passports Canada now, right?
Yeah.
They didn't used to, so.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get it, and I would not be surprised if they announce a show in fall. But I would imagine we won't hear that until Sunday, March 17th. Would be my guess. But
I get it also.
Go ahead.
As you know, and plus it can draw the bigger voice actors. Peter Cullen, Frank Welker. All those. I understand. Because BotCon. That's why they went out to BotCon so many times. It's because they can draw in more voice actors and stuff, and that's cool. And I'm happy for everybody that gets to go. Not everybody gets a chance to go to TFCon because it's on the East Coast or Midwest or anything. So I'm happy for everybody. I can't make it. Maybe if it was like in October, I might could swing it. But man, March, that's just 5 months away from now. That's a hard swing to do. So, I'm happy for everybody that gets to go to it. It's pretty cool. But hopefully they will announce a fall show, and it might be in Reston like it was last year. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, when you were talking earlier about your TFCon table experience with the kid and the Target Master and all that stuff, like that's the angle I'm coming from. Like, I bet there's a lot of people that want to take their family that don't live convenient.
Right.
Like, and they can't afford. I mean, if you got 3 kids and a habit, like it's probably tight to pack everybody up and fly and take all that time off and whatnot and spend money and all that. And I'm like, I think moving it around at the bare minimum is fair. I mean, it's been in this part of the country for what? Is this the 5th one?
Well, I mean, this part of the country is a little broad.
Well, yeah, but it's still manageable. It's still driving distance.
Yeah, well, I think it's still driving people for a driving distance for a large portion of the American population too. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but if you live in California,
right, California is the
Seattle.
So California and Seattle are like the big ones, though, right? Like, and I get it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think it's due for one, but like, Chicago, North Carolina, and DC are like they're fairly well spread out amongst the most densely populated area of the country. And and while I'm not throwing a fit over the LA shit, like more power to them. Seriously, and I mean that. Like, I think that they've been fairly well spread out, and it's a tactical move, for where they've had it.
Well, yeah, and definitely, but that kind of lends itself, like with the densely populated area, like people that live out like in that part in between California and Chicago, like there's not a lot of people out there. And like, I can't think of that many conventions. There's like Isn't there one on like Kansas, and there's DairyCon, but like, and there's like an Arizona Comic Con, which might as well be Nevada.
Right, and there's
like,
Emerald City Comic Con, which is huge, and there's
but like
of course SDCC.
Yeah, but more Transformers specific, like not. But well, then you look at the money too, like SCCC. I mean, how much does it cost to get in there for the weekend?
Yeah, no doubt.
Like, I mean, I think it's just fair.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
I commented on a thread. I don't remember what group it was in. It was either the Cafe or ROC. That like ideally, like in a perfect world, we'd have 3 or 4 a year, and you'd have one on the west, one on the east, and one in the south. But logistically, that's not a viable option.
Yeah, I don't think.
I mean, it could be, but like that would just be a fucking nightmare for a convention as small as like. I mean, you're talking about taking TFCon to Wizard World.
Yeah,
and you know how bad Wizard World sucks.
Well, I think it's going to be interesting to see how they hold up with 2. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's going to be interesting to watch.
If they do, if they do in fact do 2, yeah, I agree with you definitely.
I think they could do 2. I think they could pull off 2 in the States. I'm sorry.
No need to apologize. That's like I don't think you're wrong. I think that 3 might be a stretch, but I think they could possibly get away with 3. I think 4.
No, 4. I don't.
Yeah, I don't think 4, but because like then you start like you start stepping on one another in terms of like the population that's going. But like there's a large percentage of the population that went to Chicago that's from the East Coast. I'm not sure if those people would go to Chicago if they knew one was coming to the East Coast. I don't know. It'd be interesting. It'd be an interesting year to watch.
I think, to say that, I think that they could have one on West Coast and East Coast. I think they could do that, and the one in Toronto also. I think they could pull, especially if they had it around, February, March for the West Coast or East Coast, and then, switch off to the West Coast in, say October-ish, November, give or take.
Well, my thought on that, the possibility of there being an West and East Coast is this. This is the first year they've done a West Coast one. But also, Ryan from the third party panel, who is like an OG TFCon vet, like helping, if I'm not mistaken, recently relocated to California.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's why I'm thinking maybe they have boots on the ground on both sides now, and like they can kind of like they have like knowledgeable, experienced people to handle 2 in the U.S. Because didn't they used to do 2 in Canada, or am I wrong?
No,
did they have Toronto and something else?
No, they were affiliated with another show, but it wasn't a Transformers show.
Okay, that might be what it was then.
And another big part is, Chosen Prime, which is one of the bigger, retailers, is out of Arizona. So I'm sure that helps him a lot, as well.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, he's a big contributor to that show now. So there's no doubt in my mind that plays a part.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like I said, it's fine. I'm glad that everybody, the West Coast gets to experience one, and I hope it's really good for them.
I do too. I mean, I'm happy for the West Coast fans. I really am. Mm-hmm. I mean that sincerely. I just I just can't. I can't do it. I can't swing it.
Nah, it's a hard pull. 5 months. That's
5 months.
Imagine if the third part,
5 plane tickets.
Yeah, I mean, imagine the third panel this year. I mean, this one and then next one.
Oh my God! Yeah, look, I got news for you. The third party panels are a thing of the past.
Yeah, but they still sell out, man. Everybody wants to.
Yeah, because people still have hope, and hope is great. Rebellions are built on them. But
that is true. That is true.
We're going on pretty much 2 years of bullshit third party panels now.
Pretty much, yes.
That being said, TFCon is like I said to Robert 2 weeks ago, it's bigger than a third party panel.
No, yeah. Almost definitely. I mean, like I said, and like you asked me, was Lisa taken aback by, people? But my wife was in the room, and I'd say I'll be up, but it would be like 2 hours before I get there because I see so many people that I know, and I meet new people and everything, all that stuff, and just that's what I go to TFCon for is the people, the people.
To get your ego boosted up.
No, it's no ego. It's just I talk to a lot of friends, ROC people, and then people that watch my reviews and stuff, and just people come up to me, and it's just really, and people that are fans of the Sharecast,
All right, we're up to 15 minutes. What took you 2 hours?
That's true. That's true.
But
anyways,
I think you were stepping out.
It's a wonderful time. And,
it feels good to have your work appreciated, man. I get that.
Yeah, and like I said, on one of the guys, Mike B, he was talking about Sharecast. He's a really good dude. His father passed away last year, and he said that listening to Sharecast got him through some of the hard times. Made him laugh. Made him forget about that, and that really touched my heart. That was really cool. That we're a small little podcast, and about Transformers, and that could make somebody forget something on that that really happened. Because I lost my father too, so I know what he's going through. And it really, touched me. So it made me feel good to do something like this. It touches some people that can forget about their bad times.
Well, I think I said a couple weeks ago, it used to annoy me when people would comment and relentlessly try to contact us because the show wasn't up 5 minutes after the normal time when we had we had issues going on, whoever responsibility it was at the time to upload or do whatever, had issues, real life issues, and it took a couple extra minutes, and people got a little rabid about it. I won't say rabid, but they're everybody made a point to say something, but then I kind of realized they just really are looking forward to it, and they appreciate it for what it is. So yeah.
All right.
Speaking of people,
I gotta go in a little bit. So
all right.
We can do the MP Collector question. Oh, we don't have one.
Yeah, we don't have one this week. What's going on, MP Collector?
I just wanted to say, I meant to say it earlier, and then Matt jumped, or something happened, and it didn't happen. But Sam Thompson, I had a dream that he fucking sent me that he had decided to do stand-up comedy, and he did a Netflix special and sent me a DVD of that shit. And I have no idea why, but he was just up there fucking telling jokes, and I don't know why. It was it was one of those times when I was sick and I was having sick dreams, And I kept meaning to reach out to him, and I kept forgetting about it. And every time I saw his name in conjunction with this past weekend, I thought about it, and I never had the chance to do it. But yeah, I don't know where the
fucked up dream this week. But I think I'm gonna save it for NRR. It's a more NRR kind of topic. But yeesh.
Did it involve Word Up Magazine?
No, nor Heavy D up in the limousine. But yeah, so yeah, it was a good. I mean, it was a fair time for me. I wish it could have been a better time for me, but
yeah, I didn't get a little Bobby time,
dude. I didn't get enough anybody time. I got a small moment with Gary on Sunday morning. Gary, the blood of the wine in your glass has been replaced with the blood of a three-toed sloth.
My wife said you had some beautiful daughters, and Robert D has some beautiful daughters and stuff and everything. So
thank you.
She really loved and enjoyed meeting them.
And who I got Jisk and I got a chance to hang out. Tim K, shout out to him. Him and I got a chance to kick it a little bit on Friday night.
German.
Yeah. It's a cool dude, man. And of course, I got plenty of Cody time, which is always a treat, man. I love that guy. And he looked out for us so much. Friday when we went to set up, he took all the kids and hung out with them and babysat all three of them. Yeah, I can't. That dude that's my guy. That's my guy. He earned his room and board this go round.
I gotta earn mine, I guess.
Yeah, next time, Matt. Next time.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, I hate getting into the shout out shit because then you inevitably forget someone. But
yeah, shout out to everybody listening.
Shout out to everybody, and Good times.
Good night, folks.
Shoutouts to Cool Table Network, ROC, Edges Around, Toy Detolf, Plastic Fanatics, Spirit Vultures, Nerd Rage Radio, 8 Weeks,
And my personal favorite, the well-established Gentleman's Show, Stasis Lock.
At Real Robot, at Fear Corpse,
I am Ratchet.
Third Party TF Crashers, and Open Your Toys Podcast.
This podcast is intended for mature audiences only. The sole purpose is to entertain. If it doesn't fit with your sensitive sensibilities, please feel free to turn it off now.
Shut the fuck